All right, welcome into the Garden Report. Celtics take down the Heat 117-106 in Game 3, and this was the first game back from Gordon Hayward since injuring his ankle early in the playoffs. August 17th, he came back and was terrific. We're going to talk about it. This segment's brought to you by CarShield. Guys,
well, it feels great to be here, John. It does.
Yeah. Hayward was
freaking guy, man. This guy's milking. Like, one person told him he looked similar to Gordon Hayward, I guess, and he just can't get over it.
Oh man!
Again,
he wanted to be a trend. That's what it is. He wanted to be like
trying.
It was some Canadian.
Yeah, exactly. Bobby, why don't you lead us off, man? Your thoughts?
Yeah, get into Hayward. Hayward was terrific. Just what you needed. He certainly lacked explosion, but that's not what they needed from him. They needed exactly what they got, which was a guy to handle the ball, make plays, be competent. Coming off the bench there, and I thought he was outstanding.
There were 3 moments in the game that just felt like pure energy, which hadn't been around the team in the first 2. You had Grant's minutes off the bench. You had the best 5 lineup. But the first one was when Hayward came off the bench. They had already gotten off to that strong start. They bring him in rotation. He makes the beautiful, picturesque, low-hanging pass to Tice at the rim on the pick and roll. Then he does another great one. I think it was behind the back to Kemba Walker that he missed on a 3, but got him a wide-open shot. So the energy was there early. It flowed throughout that first half. Thought he was excellent defensively. They put him on a weaker assignment, but he was getting physical, rebounding. He's going to give you that. And then it faded into the second half. Honestly, though, it's what you expect for a guy who probably had about 3 practices.
Yeah, lost a little bit of juice, but it was great, Jimmy.
Yeah, the thing I like about having Hayward on there is he gives you a bit of a tempo, like a calming presence. Where what we saw in game 1 and 2, what I thought at points was guys were either hoisting shots or they were just erratic, they were just head down, just bulldozing to the rim, and either getting caught in the air or putting up a contested shot that just went absolutely nowhere. So having Hayward out there not only sort of gives you a little bit of a presence, he gives you another ball handler. He's a guy that can eat and sort of pick his way through it if he needs to. And he opens up the court. You can just park him. Listen, if he doesn't have the explosiveness that you need, you just park him in the corner and, make a guy commit to him over there because he can still hit that shot.
Yeah, that's what makes him so valuable. His pace, of course, it makes a big difference when he's out there. Defensively, he helps because I think that's when the Celtics really need him most, especially when he has to help out that second unit. But yeah, to Jimmy's point, the pace is just, you can see it, it's evident, and whether he's on a flat tire or whatever you want to call it, you're not looking for Gordon Hayward to go out there and get you buckets right now. You want him to control the pace. You want him to be a threat out there defensively, especially in switches, backdoor cuts. I thought he looked great, especially off the ball. And that's the one thing that I thought in game 2, on the offensive end that drove me crazy about the Celtics. It was their spacing. Awful spacing. And you saw the difference when Gordon Hayward's out there. I think it just helps tremendously, especially for someone like Kemba Walker.
Huge difference. And you mentioned the flat tire. I know I was making a big deal about this when we were texting, but there was a couple moments for sure where he planted and it just everything was dead there. Or in the first half on the foul and another time late in the second quarter. So you could see some ill effects.
He's got a spare tire on there, John,
But it's fine. It's fine. He played through it. He didn't come up gimpy at any point in time. He's just working his way through it. The other doozy here was right in the middle of the game. Rachel Nichols drops this,
right as he came in.
Nichols bomb.
She drops a Woj bomb. Essentially, she drops a Robin bomb.
Robin bomb, yeah.
Whatever it was, she informs the world that this mystery that nobody knew about. Is Gordon Hayward going to stay? Is he going to go?
Josue was talking about that, yeah.
And nobody really knew. Joe, you're hearing conflicting things. Is he staying? And it turns out he's not going back for the birth of his fourth child. He's staying in the bubble that was broken in game. Here's Gordon Hayward talking about his decision.
Yeah, I think that obviously wasn't in the plan. Getting injured and going back to Indianapolis for treatment. I trust those guys with everything back there, and so. Obviously, I think a little bit lucky that Robin was there already in Indy, so I got a chance to be at home and get great treatment. But that wasn't in the plan, and Robin could be, having a baby at any point in time, and so I think it's probably something that I'll be here, and by the time I get back, I might miss the birth. If she just goes in and rushes into the hospital. So, we discussed it, we prayed about it, and I think it's probably best if I stay here and help our team.
That's it, Robin. You're on your own.
Come on, it didn't go down like that. He had to beg for that. That wasn't a 10-minute conversation. Baby, please.
Zoom,
I want
baby.
to win a championship, Robin. Please, can I stay? Please.
It's about the Zoom babies and the video games.
Oh man, maybe he had one of the girls draw like a please letter or something. Something cute.
Yeah.
He pulled out all the stops for this one, but he finally got permission, so that's all that matters.
No, it's good. And we get into Gordon. I want to tell you guys briefly again, the segment's brought to you by CarShield, which is America's #1 auto protection company. Call 800-CAR-6000, mention the code BEAT, or visit carshield.com. Use the code BEAT to save 10%. Once again, that's carshield.com. Now back to Gordon, guys. Again, this was
CashShield.
This was a big thing. We really didn't know what the story was going to be with the staying, and we debated. You knew. I mean, again, talk radio, and is he's going to go? How is he going to abandon the team? He was in a position where, fair or not, he was going to catch a lot of flack if he left, and if he didn't have the injury and he left perfectly healthy, now. Let's just say that would have been a problem for him, vis-a-vis the fans. So, again, whether or not he would have still gone if he didn't get injured, who knows? But credit to him and this situation where not only is he staying, but he came back at a time where I wonder whether he was fully healthy and ready to contribute. The team needed him. It was a very now or never situation, and he's here for the long haul. So, I mean, all of the built-up criticism that people were ready to unleash on him, I think they got to swallow it and say, "Hey, good on Gordon. He's doing the team thing."
Yeah, of course. And it would have been stupid, the amount of stupidity that we would have heard over the next week in the Wednesday, because I can just imagine a scenario where he would have been great tonight, then left on Wednesday, and it would have been a hellstorm. So I'm so glad we don't have to talk about this anymore. It's my least favorite conversation, and you know what? His choice is his choice. I was always going to ride with whatever he did. And as we saw, the Celtics were going to have to handle business without him one way or another. They did well in Toronto. They didn't do so well early in this series. And you see again tonight, I think the other fact that I didn't mention is you don't see as much Wanamaker tonight. You don't see any Semi tonight. Just spacing out those minutes for a tired team was pivotal.
Yeah. Well, Bobby, you would have given him a pass. I would have killed him, but that's fine.
Yeah, but also, guys, let's be honest here. It's in his best interest also to keep playing, right? Whether the Celtics continue on or not. Gordon's an impending free agent. Let's face it. And what he did during the regular season, that feels like 2 years ago. He can maximize his dollars. I think the upcoming offseason is low-key going to be a big one. I think you're going to see a lot of moves that a lot of teams trying to get better. They're feeling like they're one piece away. Gordon could slip into one of these teams' laps, whether it's, in the Eastern Conference or the Western Conference. I mean, he's got to go out there and showcase himself a bit, even if he's at 50%, 60%, whatever the case may be. He's had one heck of a season, and his injury has completely overshadowed that.
I don't know. I wonder, Josue, because honestly, I don't know what you're proving to people coming back at 75%. It's almost better to remember the memory of the good version of you. But, it's hard to say.
If the Celtics go on and win this series, what's the narrative going to be? Oh, you guys needed Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward saved it. It looks really good on his part.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think he's obviously was put in such a tough position because he never in a million years thought that having a kid in September would get in the way of Eastern Conference Finals, right? I mean, crazy.
Right.
So
that was good planning.
Exactly. So
perfect planning. It's for the preseason even. It's perfect. It's not his fault.
Yeah,
We're 11 months in.
So he got put in a tough position. It's the interesting thing that he said in the video, and I don't know if I'm interpreting it wrong, but he said it was never in the plan to go home. So maybe this entire time it was understood that he wasn't going to go home for that.
I think
he wanted to stay. Yeah, I think John about to say what I'm going to say. Yeah, he was going to stay, and then they were expecting, and then he would come back. It wouldn't be a back and forth type of thing.
Right, and he thought, I got time with the family here at this point.
You got a long time, a couple of weeks,
right.
Yeah.
But what he also said too is she could go, yeah, right, because now it's
you mentioned the timing
go into labor.
It's amazing, Jimmy. It feels like every Super Bowl, there's some idiot who's like, "Oh, if my wife gives birth," it's like it's it's literally this 1 week out of the year. It would be really bad if you
just wrap it up for that 1 week, man.
Just figure it out.
Yeah.
It's Super Bowl week. If she has it, I'm going. It's like come on.
Yeah,
there's a way.
But to have Gordon in the bubble, and riding this thing out is huge for the Celtics.
I even had my kids in the off season, Jimmy. I don't play.
I'm sure. Yeah, you're a veteran, so you know better. Some of these young guys, they don't get it, But
John's
Gordon,
inside the mind.
I try to plan my children for all-star breaks. Okay, I'm certain.
Yeah, John's got them high numbers, those percentages. He plans it out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a big return, though. Yeah, don't even go there. It's such a big return. Like, this guy can be your best player certain nights once he gets back into the flow of things. Like, this was a monumental return for the series. Like, full strength
right,
Gordon
Bobby.
Hayward.
Showcase is what it's about.
Yeah, like he would be the third best player on the Heat coming back into that situation. And he's the fourth on the Celtic, which all along we said is such a massive advantage for this team over everyone else.
The talent edge when Hayward is there is
the fourth or the fifth.
Extreme, because you're talking about like who's your fourth best player? I don't know, Jay Crowder. It's like,
and we saw that tonight.
Not Jay Crowder.
And you saw that on Saturday for sure. So Hayward back, certainly game changing, possibly series changing. We'll see how he responds going forward, because again he said as well in the post game he was gassed. His first stint was 4 minutes and he looked like he was tired after that. He played 30 plus. So he is going to be feeling it. We'll see how effective he is.
Gordon.
That thing could stiffen up, but again, you've got a couple of days to kind of pull it together. So, hopefully he responds well. But that's going to wrap it up for this segment. Once again, it's presented by CarShield, 800-CAR-6000. Mention the code BEAT or go to carshield.com. Save 10%. For Josue Pavon, Bobby Manning, Jimmy Toscano, this has been the Garden Report. Thank you.